Hello, fabulous Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of January 2016. General focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. This month, there is a buildup of energy happening, especially in the early part of the month. We'll speak to the different signs in their own unique way. And for you, this speaks to getting out, getting out into the world, enjoying ideas, enjoying adventure, and knowing more than you did before through your own experience or your own explorations. So there is a very sort of immediate, very literal understanding of this energy. For example, this part of the sky has to do with long distance travel, immigration issues, and also has to do with legal issues and higher education, sort of at the university level, if you will. So those of you who are set to experience this energy in terms of travel or immigration, now what's interesting about this particular new moon is it's a new moon, it's a fresh start. But this particular new moon is happening right alongside of Pluto, speaking with Uranus, but then speaks in supreme harmony with Jupiter. And so when I look at this particular sky, what this says to me is, regardless of how this energy shapes out for you, regardless of what direction it ends up going for you, at first, there might be some news, some information. Remember, Mercury is also retrograde in the same part of the sky. The Sun will meet Pluto in this part of the sky. Mercury will meet Pluto in this part of the sky. So there might be some information that comes up, some news, some letter, whatever the case may be, some information that makes it feel like what you want so much is not possible, or that there's like this whole monkey wrench being thrown into your plans. Don't give in to that, because that ultimately is momentary. With this supreme harmony playing out with Jupiter, following the stuff that, can bring up some really strong emotions, some surprises that you're not really sure how you feel about, then comes this very supportive conversation with Jupiter, which says that you will know what to do next to turn things around. And sometimes that really is the point. Life can have its ups and downs for sure, but sometimes it is that the universe wants us to have an experience and we really don't have to do that much, it'll just kind of show up. And then sometimes the universe wants us to have clarity. What is it that we're really going for? What is it that we really want? And through getting that clarity and aligning ourselves with that vision, the blessings come. And that tends to be the benefit. It's about the process, not about the destination. And that particularly becomes evident with this sky. So one way that this can manifest, if you're having to do long distance traveling, I would really encourage you to take some extra time, okay? Plan to be early at the airport. Also, with this particular sky, strive to be patient. Remember, everyone's kind of going through the same experience with you, so strive to be as patient as possible, because it does look like, some processes are a little bit more than other processes might be, right? A little bit more thorough than others might be. So you do your best, and you surrender what you don't have power over, and you understand that we're all sort of walking this together, right? These experiences together. So in the matter of just actually physically traveling, just prepare yourself and know that you might need more time than you realize. For others of you out there, this could play out in an immigration sort of context. And if that is the case, this to me looks like, and remember again, Mercury's retrograde. So you might get, you might have been in the process for a while. This is a new moon after all. If you are starting any kind of immigration process, it looks like there's some mixed messages happening there. It looks like not the best time to do that. Yes, it's a new moon in this part of the sky, and all else being equal, it might be a good time, but it does look like, with all these other things happening, plus the Mercury retrograde, really, if you're trying to make residency or any kind of immigration progress, if you will, you may want to hold off just a little bit, because it seems like you'll be told to go one way and do one thing, And you may feel very happy with that, very empowered with that, but then you'll get another message and another message. So just lots of mixed messages all around. And it doesn't seem like you actually need the answer right now, like something has to happen right now, unless that is clear, which might be. So this sky can also suggest you getting a letter that says, okay, if you want to be here, if you want to go there, or you want to stay here, whatever the case may be, this is what you got to do. Or it might be a letter that says you have to provide more documents, your application is not sufficient, all these types of things. It is all empowering you. So you've got to trust the process. Ultimately, you are going to be exactly where it is that you're meant to be at exactly the right moment for you. So all things being equal, all else being equal, where you can, if you are the one who's wanting to initiate a certain immigration process, then my advice would be to wait. But if it is something that is arriving, if it is something that is coming to you, you will find your way forward, certainly, and you will find a positive way forward at that. And so remember, go to the professionals. Jupiter is the sign of lawyers. This Jupiter is in supreme harmony with this new moon. So if you just, kind of go to everybody, or even if you just go online, you're going to get all kinds of wrong information. So don't do that. Go right to the professionals if you want to get the right answer. And even then, know it's a Mercury retrograde. It may not be as it appears immediately, and you might even change your mind. And if this new moon works out in a higher education context, this could be a matter of you wanting to get into a particular school, applying for a particular school, being on the waiting list, whatever the case may be. And it looks like, you're navigating some interesting waters there. So again, I will say, if you are meant to be somewhere, you will be there. You do your best, of course. You take responsibility for everything that you have power over, and you also accept where you don't have power. So do what you can to go where it is that you desire to go, and then trust that you will end up in a good place. And most of the time in alignment with where it is that you truly desire to go to begin with, especially if you've put in the groundwork. As I look at the sky, this also could be, I remember this lovely person, going to school with this lovely person, and sort of, we studied together. I did my undergrad in like social justice and philosophy. So in the early couple of years, she was with me, and then she ended up going in a whole other direction. And I remember running into her, and she was saying, yeah, she's decided that she wants to become a doctor. She's decided to go in this whole other direction. And it was something that she was completely unfamiliar with, unconnected with. And she was saying, yeah, it's a pipe dream, I know it, but this is the way I gotta go. And that's what she decided to do. I didn't hear from her afterwards. I don't know what happened. I hope that she's very well. But with this particular sky, there can be that kind of like reconsideration, like, okay, I want to do a total 180 and go in a whole other direction. And I would just advise you to pace yourself. You can, of course, change anytime you want. You can go whatever direction you choose. But because Mercury is retrograde, chances are you'll be kind of like coming back to what it was that the path that you were along to begin with. Also with this particular, and in alignment with university, higher education issues, if you get a no, it might not stay a no. If you get a yes, depending on how you feel about the yes, that yes might actually require more than you realize. And with this particular new moon as well, it might just be your own inspiration, where you realize that you do want to go to school, you do want to learn more, you do want to explore the world on a level of, again, on a level of education or philosophy, exploration, but then literal exploration as well, right? There's a very like consequential all or nothing energy playing out here this month in this part of the sky. And so I would not be surprised if some Taurians out there kind of said, you know what? I'm hitting the road for 6 months. I think I want to go to Europe. I've never seen Europe. Let me leave. and they just take off for like 6 months. I would not be surprised if some Taurians out there decided to do just that. But regardless, this is really about knowing more than you did before, knowing more of the world than you knew before as well. As we move to the later part of the month, your focus will change. It will change to matters of home, and it looks like good things are happening all around in matters of home. If you're looking to buy or sell, this is where Mercury is going to essentially be stationary, right? And so Mercury is slowing, getting energy really potent right around this time. It's sort of in a slower state than usual. And energy is very magnified of Mercury. So the chance to move, the chance to go in a new place, to buy, to sell, to rent, whatever the case may be, could come up very quickly for you. And especially if you're buying or selling, it looks like the financial part of it comes together really nicely for you. And even if you're renting or wanting a new roommate, again, the money part of it seems to come together in a way that you like very much. What I love about this month for you is that you're knowing more of the world, and from there, you're coming to know home from a whole other perspective. And as you will come to see, as you walk these various experiences in the world, in your heart, and in your own sphere, that really, in many ways, the whole world is home.